Welcome to a new episode of Discover Daily, the AI-generated podcast curated by Perplexity to satisfy your curiosity about the latest in tech, science, and culture. I'm your host, Alex, and in today's episode, we'll explore significant changes at OpenAI, a historic milestone for the Dow Jones, the ambitious goals of the Blue Brain project, the puzzling behavior of orcas in the Strait of Gibraltar, and the evolutionary remnants of goosebumps. Let's get started. OpenAI, a leading artificial intelligence research laboratory, has recently undergone significant organizational changes, particularly concerning its team dedicated to the long-term risks and safety of artificial intelligence, known as the Superalignment team. This team, established to ensure that artificial general intelligence (AGI) systems remain aligned with human goals and do not act unpredictably or harm humanity, has been disbanded. The dissolution of the Superalignment team follows the high-profile departures of its leaders, Ilya, Sutskever, co-founder and chief scientist, and Leike, another key figure in the team. The Superalignment team was initially formed with the ambitious goal of addressing the challenges associated with aligning superintelligent AI systems with human intent. This included developing scalable training methods, validating resulting models, and stress testing the entire alignment pipeline. Despite these efforts, recent developments indicate a shift in OpenAI's approach to AI safety and alignment. In response to these departures and the disbanding of the Superalignment team, OpenAI has reportedly begun integrating the team's members into its broader research efforts. This move is aimed at embedding AI safety considerations more deeply within the company's overall research and development processes. OpenAI has also named John Schulman, a co-founder specializing in large language models, as the scientific lead for the organization's alignment work moving forward. Despite these changes, OpenAI remains committed to its mission of advancing artificial general intelligence in a safe and beneficial manner. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, DJIA, surpassed the 40,000 mark for the first time in history on Thursday, May 16, 2024. This milestone is significant for several reasons. The rally was largely driven by a positive inflation report, which showed that annual inflation had eased to 3.4% in April, marking the third consecutive month of deceleration. This easing inflation raised hopes that the Federal Reserve might begin cutting interest rates, which had been at their highest levels in over 2 decades, to combat inflation. The DJIA closed at 40,003.59 on Friday, marking a 0.3% increase for the day and a significant 10% growth over the past week. This achievement was part of a broader market rally, with the S&P 500 and Nasdaq also hitting record highs. Crossing the 40,000 threshold holds psychological significance, boosting investor confidence and public sentiment. It serves as an affirmation of corporate earnings growth and the resilience of the U.S. economy, despite previous concerns about a potential recession. The milestone had a ripple effect on global markets, with Asian stocks surging and the U.S. dollar weakening against other major currencies. This was partly due to the anticipation of potential interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve later in the year. The rally was also fueled by significant gains in technology stocks, particularly those associated with artificial intelligence. Companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple, Alphabet, Meta, Nvidia, and Tesla, collectively known as the Magnificent Seven, played a crucial role in driving market growth. The Blue Brain project is a pioneering Swiss brain research initiative that aims to create a digital reconstruction of the mammalian brain, specifically starting with the mouse brain. It was founded in May 2005 by the Brain Mind Institute of the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne, EPFL, in Switzerland, and is led by Professor Henry Markram. The primary goal of the Blue Brain project is to use biologically detailed digital reconstructions and simulations to understand the fundamental principles of brain structure and function. One of the project's key achievements includes the creation of a neocortical column simulation in 2006, followed by an initial model of the rat neocortical column in 2007. In 2015, the project simulated part of a rat brain with 30,000 neurons and developed a quantitative model describing the relationship between neurons and astrocytes, enhancing the understanding of brain energy management. In 2018, the project released its first digital 3D brain cell atlas, providing detailed information about major cell types, numbers, and positions in 737 regions of the brain. Despite its achievements, the Blue Brain project faces several challenges, including the complexity and data requirements for accurate simulations, validation, and verification of simulated models, and ethical considerations related to the potential emergence of consciousness within simulated brain models. The project collaborates with various institutions and projects, including the Kajal Blue Brain Project and the Human Brain Project. The Blue Brain Project aims to continue advancing simulation neuroscience by integrating new data and refining its models, with the goal of delivering a reference data-driven model of the whole mouse brain by 2024. Recent reports indicate that orcas have resumed their unusual behavior of ramming and sinking yachts in the Strait of Gibraltar and surrounding waters. This phenomenon, which has been ongoing since 2020, has left scientists and sailors alike puzzled and concerned. In November 2023, a pod of orcas attacked the yacht Grazie Mama in the Strait of Gibraltar, focusing on the rudder and causing significant damage and leakage. The crew was rescued, but the yacht sank. In May 2024, the yacht Alboran Cognac, carrying 2 people, was rammed by orcas off the coast of Gibraltar. The crew was rescued by a nearby oil tanker, but the yacht eventually sank. Researchers have proposed several theories to explain this behavior. Some scientists believe the orcas might be playing, as they are known for their curiosity and intelligence. Others suggest that orcas may become frustrated when they encounter sailboats with inactive engines, leading them to break the rudders. Another theory suggests that the orcas might be acting out of revenge due to traumatic encounters with fishing boats. It has also been suggested that this behavior could be a social fad among the orcas, similar to trends observed in other animal species. These incidents have raised safety concerns among sailors navigating the affected waters. The repeated attacks have led to the sinking of several boats and significant damage to others. Scientists have urged caution in interpreting these behaviors, warning against projecting human narratives onto the orcas. They emphasize the need for further research to understand the motivations behind these interactions. The orcas involved in these incidents belong to an endangered subpopulation, making it crucial to approach the situation with conservation in mind. Goosebumps, also known as piloerection, are indeed considered evolutionary remnants. This physiological response is a vestigial reflex inherited from our animal ancestors, who had much more body hair than modern humans. The primary function of goosebumps in these ancestors was to raise the body hair to create an insulating layer of air, which helped in retaining body heat during cold conditions. Additionally, this response made animals appear larger and more intimidating to predators or rivals, aiding in their survival during threatening situations. In humans, the erector pili muscles at the base of each hair follicle contract in response to stimuli such as cold, fear, or strong emotions, causing the hair to stand upright and creating the characteristic bumps on the skin. This reaction is controlled by the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the body's fight-or-flight response. While goosebumps no longer serve a significant purpose in humans, due to our relatively sparse body hair, they persist as a vestigial trait. This means they are remnants of a once functional response that has lost its primary utility over the course of evolution. However, recent studies suggest that the mechanisms behind goosebumps might still play a role in regulating hair follicle stem cells and promoting hair growth in response to cold, indicating that this vestigial trait might have some residual functions. This fascinating insight into our evolutionary past reminds us of the complex and often surprising ways in which our bodies have adapted over time. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Discover Daily. If you enjoyed our stories, be sure to subscribe to Discover Daily on your favorite podcast platform. For more details on these stories, check out the episode description for links to each one. Don't forget to download the Perplexity app on Android or iOS. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, stay curious.